Hey folks, so I wanted to talk about flying during COVID-19 restrictions and or changes. So there's a lot of things that obviously have happened as far as how airlines structure things and as far as passengers and their behavior on flights. And if you have not traveled during COVID yet, there might be some little fears that are popping up, and rightfully so. So I did have a client message me this morning, kind of nervous about their flight, not nervous about the actual vacation part, but just getting there. And I think that me making this video might help ease some of the fears and tensions that some of you might have thinking about the flight that you were looking so forward to, because the end result is worth it. It's just getting on that plane. So if you are not a seasoned traveler, there are a few things that maybe you wouldn't think about in general, and somebody that does fly a lot might do some of these things already. So number one is to make sure that you are checking your flight schedule. So if you are flying any airline, you're gonna have to check in 24 hours prior to your trip. Some airlines like Southwest, it's imperative that you're there right at 24 hours so you can check in. If you are on another airline where you already have seats chosen, it's not as big of a deal, but you do want to check in the day before. That being said, there's two things to be very cautious of here. These flights are changing by the minute, by the hour, by the day as far as their schedule, okay? So it's very important to look to make sure that A, your flight is still going at the scheduled time, and B, that your connection is still the amount of time that you have needed to make your flight. So just keep in mind, if it's anything under 45 minutes, that's gonna be a very, very tight connection. And depending on the airport, if you're going to a massive one, you might have a hard time making that connection. So just keep that in mind. Of course, reach out to me for support and help should you have a schedule change. As far as your seats though, if you have selected your seats months ahead, you might have had the perfect scenario where you have a full row to yourself, or maybe you and your spouse split a row and you left the middle seat open. But as the seats fill up, of course, those seating charts change. So please make sure that you look at that seating chart prior to actually getting to the airport to see, is it a very full flight? Is it a flight that has changed as far as where your seat is located, where people are filling that in, where you thought you had a middle seat open? Because some airlines are now not keeping that middle seat open. So what can you do to mitigate that? You can, of course, pay for an upgrade while you are at home. If you want to make sure that you are not sitting three to a seat, you want to have, two seats up at the front, whatever it might be, you can definitely pay for that upgrade ahead of time at home. You can also wait to see what happens when you get to the airport. So once you are actually at the airport, you can always ask the flight attendant that is, or the gate attendant, what is the seating like in your row? And they will tell you. So if you had the middle seat open when you left in the morning to get to the airport, if it's still open, they'll let you know that. If somebody has taken it, they'll let you know that too, where you can make a game time decision if you want to pay for that upgrade. I will say, if you're going out of the country and you're going somewhere where you'll probably have to do a COVID screening process of some sort, or you'll have to go through customs, it's a lot of times worth it to pay that extra $70, $100 per person to get that upgrade, just so you can get through that process a lot faster and you can get on with your vacation. So think about that. If it's worth the money, if it's not going to kill your budget, then definitely I would suggest upgrading. As far as where to sit on the flight, the window is showing to be the safest location, and that's because you don't have people directly passing by you. I will say, from my experiences flying, from clients' experience flying thus far, people are being very safe about not being up and about on these flights right now. So a very long flight from, New York to California, where people would want to kind of just walk to get their legs stretched, people are definitely sitting down. Also, people aren't eating and drinking as much as they normally would, so they're not having to use the restroom. So if you are in the aisle, it's nice to know that people aren't going to be going past you a bunch. But if you're in the window, just know, of course, that you're not going to have that much at all. You're just going to be stationary. That does kind of mean you're stuck though, but it's hopefully a little bit more of a barrier for you. So I would say that's the safest spot for you to be right now. As far as your carry-on, wipes, sanitizer, extra mask. So you make sure you have wipes with you, enough to take care of every flight that you're going to be on, every seat that you're going to sit on in the airport, if you're going to be dining in an airport, whatever it might be. So I would say, realistically, per person, you would probably want 2 or 3 wipes per flight. You can get your seats, you can get your table, you can get your window area, all that stuff. So you have that. So multiply times your family, and then however many flights or connections you might have. So just be mindful with your wipes to have those. Sanitizer, you can bring a 12-ounce bottle of sanitizer through TSA at this point in time. It does need to be regular sanitizer. I brought an aerosol when I went and they almost took it from me. So make sure you have that. But you can bring sanitizer, just keep it in a baggie just like normal, but you can bring 12 ounces. And then an extra mask. You don't want yours to break while you're on the flight. You don't want to A, freak out, or B, kind of get in trouble. I'm sure they'll have extras, but just bring an extra mask. Eating. You will not want to eat on the flight because you're going to want to keep your mask on. You can eat on the flight, but also we want to mitigate going to the bathroom. We don't want to be drinking a bunch and being thirsty. So please eat a full meal before you go to the airport or on your way to the airport. And then you can, of course, bring snacks for those layovers. But I would suggest bringing your own food during this time just to make things easier, faster, safer for you. And then you know what you got. And then, of course, trying to avoid salty foods because you don't want to be really thirsty while you're flying. As far as your boarding, you definitely do not need to, nor should you sit right in your boarding area. So if you are at gate B12, sit at gate B17 down the way where nobody is scheduled to fly out of for that time. And then you can just watch and listen to the instructions from afar, but you're not cramped with everybody there. If it's a packed airport, if you're in a place like Miami that is still hustling and bustling, you might even find a completely different terminal to go to sit for a while if you have a longer layover. Just keep in mind that boarding is 30 minutes to 45 minutes prior to the actual departure. So around that 30 to 20 minute mark, you definitely should be making your way over to your gate to be cautious of getting on your flight. As far as the boarding process, it is no longer front to back or priority seating, whatever. They're starting at the back of the plane in most cases right now for the obvious reason that they don't want people walking past you. So you will be boarding from the back of the flight first. If you're still really apprehensive, obviously you can wait till the very end and board, but just keep in mind that if you're towards the back of the plane, you're still going to walk past a ton of people to get there. So I would just follow what they're telling you as far as where you're sitting. And then once again, check in with that flight attendant to see what your seating looks like before you get on. As far as boarding with a family, I do want to stress, I do this as best as I can when we fly with our family, but you want to have one parent go on first if you can, wipe everything down, and then have the other parent that has the kids come on at the end, especially if you have little ones that are going to touch everything. Landon is going to be licking seats by the time I get done, probably wiping them down if I'm with him. So one parent goes, cleans everything down, the other parent comes in at the end. As far as the flight, you are going to be intimidated. There's no way around it. It's going to be very uncomfortable as soon as you get on the flight. You're going to see a ton of people in one small space, and we are so conditioned right now to want to stay as far away from everybody as we can. So just know that that anxiety will pass. It's going to be there for a few minutes. You're going to feel uncomfortable. If you can kind of zone out with some headphones and just kind of get in your seat, get zoned out, you're going to feel a lot better. By the time the flight's over, you'll have felt a lot better. As far as getting off of the flight, some crews are being very good about saying, please don't stand up as soon as we end and, you can take your seatbelts off. If the crew does not say that, just know that everybody still stands up, okay? I never stand up because you're not getting off the flight any faster by standing, but it is very unsettling when everybody around you is standing and you're sitting, so just be aware of that moment. Once again, get those headphones in and get zoned in. But if the crew does announce that, obviously that makes that a little bit easier. The last two things are, if you see something, say something. I think that's so overlooked by people because people are afraid of getting their feelings hurt or afraid of offending somebody. But, if somebody's clearly not following the rules and it's making you uncomfortable, don't hesitate to say something. These flight attendants, of course, are not... it's not their job to constantly, monitor people, but at the end of the day, they are trained to handle those, confrontations with people. If someone's being unruly and just absolutely making you feel uncomfortable because they're not following the guidelines of wearing a mask, don't hesitate to say something. And then last but not least, if you feel really, really, really uncomfortable, just know that you can still ask that flight attendant, is there any way that I can move up? I'll pay for it. They can't usually have you actually pay for it once you're on the flight because your ticket has already been processed, but maybe they'll feel sorry for you and let you move up. You can say, I'll pay it forward in life and do whatever it is, but you can always ask to see if you can still move up, especially if you're a solo traveler, maybe you're 3 to a seat and you're just freaking out. Definitely ask and see if there's any way that you can move, either upgrade or to a different seat that's not completely full. And then lastly, just know that that end result that you're looking for is waiting for you. The process of getting there might be a little intimidating. It might have changed a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think you'll be glad that you did it. As long as you follow the precautions that you are trying your best to stay safe and to stay sanitized and to keep your distance from people, I think you'll find that it's not as bad as you think. But the anxiety will be there. I'm not going to downplay it, but I can tell you from my experience, I was very nervous. It went away pretty quickly. So whatever questions you have about flying during COVID, I'm happy to answer them. But other than that, I'll talk to you soon.